You know what the maddest thing is? Is that about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, there were some brothers in Brixton, I think, and they got arrested for selling books, right? Yeah, and they were getting hassled for it. But the police and the authorities weren't stopping them from buying books. Yeah, that's not their biggest hindrance. The biggest hindrance for them was the lack of support and the lack of funds to buy those books from the community. That's what was stopping them beforehand, not the police. Yeah, hi family. You tuned in to episode 3 of the vlog, and let me just start off by saying I need to introduce myself properly. My name is Daniel Stennett, aka Brody Amidat. You have to say it with a bit of a Jamaican slang to make it make sense. But yeah, I'm the chairman of an organisation called African Sons and Daughters. As I said before, it's an organisation very close to my heart. And the mission of African Sons and Daughters is to promote and encourage the social, economical and physical well-being of the African community living in the UK and worldwide. And in order to help us accomplish our mission, we want to recruit African Sons and Daughters members that are interested in putting on services for themselves and for the wider community. Yeah, that's what we're doing. At the moment, we are based in Newham in East London, and we have services in North East London in Enfield. So if you are in Newham or in Enfield in particular, we want to hear from you. If you want to get involved in something positive and proactive in your community, we want to hear from you. This is something that's going on right now. And as well, actually, we have an event on the 22nd of October, which is next month. So you have plenty of notice. 22nd of October from 1:30 to 4 o'clock, we're going to have a meetup, a family meetup. And that is basically the opportunity for us to link up, reason, talk about what we've been doing so far. And if you are interested in getting involved, it's a perfect opportunity for you to come down and find out some more about how you can get involved in the organisation. Anyway, this vlog is a bit different because what I wanted to do is highlight the power of us working together, and somebody who has been saying this for the longest time and who can say it better than I can say it is an individual and an elder called Dr Claud Anderson, who coined the phrase PowerNomics. And I'm going to insert a quick video of him talking about PowerNomics. And yeah, over to you, Dr. Claud Anderson.
The first floor is always economics, because racism is economics. Racism has nothing to do with who you like or who you don't like. It has nothing to do with it. The only way they beat up on you now is because they know you don't have any economics. You don't have a basis beneath you. When they drag you to shooting black folk, they're not shooting you because you're black. They're shooting you because of your social economic condition. You're powerless. They know the only thing you're going to do, they shoot 20 blacks tomorrow. Only thing you're going to do is go out and march. That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth. You build that business community and you build factories and industries in there. And you produce wealth and money and income. Then you take that wealth and money and income and you use it to benefit and lift your people. And you use it also to take the surplus capital and you go to the second floor in that 5-story building. On the second floor in that 5-story building, that's politics. That's politics. That's where your politicians are. Quit letting people mislead you about voting. Voting ain't worth a damn if you don't have an economy. I have run political campaigns for presidents, for governors, for attorney generals, for congressional people, for mayors and city council people. Politics, voting and politics ain't worth a quarter in voting if you don't have an economy. It's money that controls your politics. You take your money on that first floor in the PowerNomics concepts that I'm trying to get you all to buy into. You take that money off the first floor, you buy every politician on the second floor. Don't worry about voting, buy them. Be just like the mafia. Be like the mafia. Just buy them. If you can't, you don't have enough money to buy them, then rent or lease them for a while. You rent and lease him. Then you commission him and say, now on this second floor, now that I bought you, just like all this next election, you can see all this money going into all these candidates, billions and millions of dollars. They're buying those politicians. You buy them on the second floor. And then you tell them on the second floor, now, under the PowerNomics principles, I bought your rear end. You now take your rear end to the third floor. And on the third floor, that's your court system. I don't care whether it's the Supreme Court or the local superior courts or county courts or city courts or state courts. You buy them. And you tell them on that second floor in the court system, you start taking care of my people and doing right. The courts control the police department. The third floor is the courts and the police department. The police department would not be killing your people and shoot them down if they knew that you had an economy underneath you. They're going to pull in you. How many of you seen police shooting down Jews, for instance, running? How many times they've been shooting down Asians? How many times you heard them shooting down American Indians? They only shoot down black folk. You don't have an economy to dictate to the police department or to the court system. Then once you dictate to them, you take that money off the first floor, you go to the fourth floor. Your fourth floor is your media. You all got to start producing media in these communities and take that money and start going into buying media. You got about 12,000 radio stations in the United States, about 12,000 cable systems in the United States, about 5,000 daily newspapers in the United States, and about 5,000 also, what did I miss? Television stations. You own nothing. Out of 12,000 radio stations, you probably now own about 60 or 70. Out of cable systems, you don't own any, not one. Television station, you used to own one out of 5,000. Daily newspaper, you don't own anything, not one daily newspaper. How in the world can you communicate? How in the world can you mobilize your people when you don't own the media to get in touch with them and tell them what to do? If you right now try to promote something for black folk, most media will not even carry it. Most white corporations won't even buy tickets or ads to help you do it. If you have a black radio station, you cannot have black media unless you got black businesses. Because you need the advertising dollars to keep the business, keep the radio station, the media going. The people say, why can't we own some radio? Because you don't have any businesses to buy the ads. Whites aren't going to buy it. But you can get white racists on TV and on the radio. You can get the Rush Limbaughs or the Hannitys or O'Reillys on the Fox channel. That whole Fox channel is loaded down with racists. But they get the advertising dollars to stay on the air. You know why? Because you give them the money. I don't see any black folk in America renegotiating their relationships. When did you renegotiate your relationship with white corporations? Saying that if I see you supporting the Fox channel on this negative stuff about black folk, you'll never get another dollar out of the black America. You won't do it. You should be doing it. Y'all should be sending letters every chance you get and calling on the, let's say any white person on any of the Fox channel out here saying something that implies or suggests or intimate that black folk are stupid, lazy, and dumb, and criminal, we will shut off every dollar coming into your company. That's right. That's right. They're not scared of you. They got your money for granted. They know they're going to get your dollar because they know you don't have any businesses to buy from. You don't have any alternative places to go get your gasoline, like in Detroit, Michigan, when the Arabs took over 144 out of 146 gas stations. You don't own and control anything. You're dependent on them. They say, we ain't worried about them black folk. They don't have any choice but to come give us their money. We'll kick their butts and they still got to give us their money. And the same thing is true with politics. The Republican Party don't need you. They know they got you locked in box. They know you're going to belong to the Democratic Party. Democratic Party said, we got you locked in box. We don't need you either. Because you see, my people, your leadership has not got enough intellectual credulity and internal fortitude and common sense to say, hey, let's not support either one of the parties. Let's create. You all could be the most powerful people in this nation within 1 or 2 years if you did one single thing. If you withdrew publicly from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and said, we don't need either one of you. We're going to create a black independent party. And in that black independent party, we're going to trick you all because we're not going to run any candidates. I wouldn't run any candidates. I would create me a black independent party. I wouldn't run not one candidate. But I would say this. We're going to vote as a block. You're going to get 43 million black votes. And we will deliver that 43 million black votes to whoever promises most and delivers the most to black folk. Yeah. We don't care what political party you belong to. You can be, and we don't care whether you're a black person, a white candidate, a pink candidate, a yellow candidate, or just an outright Sambo. We don't care. We will vote for anybody who will deliver and promises the most to black folk. That's the way you play politics. And I guarantee you, from all my years in running campaigns, every politician would knock down anything to get to your door. He said, you know what? If I deliver something to black folk, I can pick up 43 million black votes. Hell, I don't need a lot of people. I don't need it. I'll be there. Even though Hispanics have bypassed you in population, they might have about 43 or 45 million Hispanics in the United States, their turnout rate is only in the 20%. You still got them beat. Hispanics might have picked up the population, but they don't have the voting capacity yet. You can deliver and become the most powerful people in this country if you started voting as an independent bloc. It said we move as a group. We move as a fist rather than fingers. And we'll stay together, and we'll take care of each other, we'll buy from each other, we'll support each other, and we'll look after each other, and we'll make our dollars bounce in our community on that first floor. We'll make it circulate 8 to 12 times before it leaves black hands. Hispanic money in America bounces 6 to 7 times in the Hispanic community all over LA. White money bounces 8 to 12 times. Asian and Arab money bounces 13 to 14 times. Jewish money bounces 18 times. Right now, black money doesn't bounce once because you're committing social economic suicide. You can be the most powerful people if you learn how to organize and play as a team. Now, doing that, now the last floor, then the other part. Last floor is the 5th floor. The 5th floor is education. Don't keep going around telling black folk that our future rests in education. It is not. Education is about as useless as the black vote. It's about as useless and as wasted as a black vote if you don't have what? An economy. You can educate these black kids, they have no place to go and use it. Education is a tool, just like a hammer and a saw. I got all kind of black kids graduating from school every year with all kind of degrees. Master's degrees in this, master's degrees in that, and they can't master a damn thing because they ain't no place to go. Whites don't need them in their business and don't want them. So you're educating your kids to get an education and leave your community, go to somebody else's community, look for somebody else's business, work in somebody else's job, producing the wealth, power, resources. What's the difference between that and a slave? You're still in the same spot. You should be saying, go off and get an education and come back home to our community and build things for us. And rather than going out looking for jobs, make your organizations, both whether it's religious or civil, make your politicians teach black folk how to produce jobs, not look for jobs. And we're doing that now by going to the last point, is that's called exceptionality. We do that by telling everybody, tell all your politicians from this day forward, we heard Dr. Anderson speak. And what he says from now on is that we're not going to play the game anymore. We're going to stop doing what we've been doing in terms of inappropriate behavior. We're not against anybody. I don't want you all to hate anybody. I don't want you all to be against Hispanics, Arabs, Asians, midgets, humpbacks, anybody else. Just strictly be for your own people. Okay? Racism is a team sport. You either play as a team or you lose by default.